What's going on, guys? Gilly Writes Comics here, one half of the Geek-tastic duo, creator of Galactic Rodents of Mayhem, which recently got picked up by Scout Comics. Our debut issue is dropping this December. Make sure you check it out. And we also have Darth Krell Cometh, which I'm also writing with my boy here, Ron Christian.
Yep.
So take it away, Ron.
Hey, how's it going? Hero Geek here, creator of Paragon Prime, the world's greatest and truest superhero, and I'm excited to say that things are rolling again on Paragon Prime. I can't talk today. So yeah, I'm writing again. I'm working on the graphic novel that's going to be coming out after this initial campaign. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be I'm taking the cue from Gilly, and I'm going for 100 pages on that. So.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's going to be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, I'm already getting excited. Definitely.
Yeah, if Gilly can do it, if Gilly can do it, I can do it. Okay.
Yeah,
Gilly has a family, Gilly has a kid, and he still did it. I have none of that. There's no excuse for me to not be able to do it. So.
Yeah, and just piggybacking on that, guys. I know it's been a while since we put out a video. However, we are both active on Twitter. Ron mostly more than me, just because, as Ron said, the wife and the kid makes things very difficult.
Yeah.
Also with creating comics, I got hired. I'll just say a little tidbit. I got hired to write a story for someone. Someone wanted me to kind of put their story in comic book form. So that's kind of a project that I've been doing, and it's my first paid work. And it didn't come from a publisher. That's kind of crazy. It's someone that they saw, they like what I'm doing. So the thing is, when you're good, just stay at it. And
it's pretty cool. It's gonna be in the Call of the Void series, right?
Yeah, that'll be our next volume. So someone reached out to me. They're like, "I want you to write my story." I'm like, "Well, it's not that easy, It's not just anyone could say, 'Hey, I want a dream house. I want 10 rooms. I want it overlooking a courtyard and a river.' It's like, okay, hold on. You could say that. But yeah. I'm the one that's got to create. I'm the architect that's got to create the blueprint.
Yeah, Gilly told me a little bit about his idea. It sounds very, very, very cool. Very awesome,
guys. You'll definitely like it. But yeah, so let's talk about, since we have. It's been a while, but there's been some things that's been going on.
There's been a lot of news, right. But I want to touch upon specific news stuff. The first one we're going to touch on is a couple of weeks ago. There was this rumor going around that Marvel was going to make Wolverine gay in the MCU. Like when they introduced the X-Men, they're going to make Wolverine gay, right? Okay. And I was like, well, of course. Yeah, why wouldn't they? They were doing that with everything else on everything else. It's all about the agenda. It's all about that. And apparently they had done it in a comic book. Apparently they had done it in some kind of alternate Earth where Wolverine and Hercules are kind of together, and they take these two really, masculine heterosexual characters, and they make them gay. And you can't tell me that that's not part of an agenda. You can't no, it's part of an agenda. Okay.
Well, I just want to say one thing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being gay. Nothing at all. There's nothing wrong with that. In the sense that
they already have. Several gay characters like North Star from Alpha Flight. He is gay. He was established as gay back in the 80s.
Right.
He was never anything else. But
I like when you create a character organically, and if you want to tap into his sexual identity as a means to just create his identity in a way, if that's how you want to do that, okay, that's fine. My issue now that I'm hearing what you're saying, because again, Wolverine is an established character. Hercules, I don't know too much about Hercules.
The Marvel version of him is pretty well established too. Just not well as known as Wolverine, obviously.
Right. But they are, strong masculine characters. And now here's the thing: it's an alternate Wolverine. What's going on with that?
Apparently, in the I don't know
Wolverine that I know.
No, it's not. But in the comic, in the MCU, it would be. It would be the main Wolverine.
Interesting. I think my opinion is create organic characters, create new characters. I know Wolverine is a top sell. He's obviously an iconic Marvel character, a legend. And then you make an alternate version of him, making him gay. I don't know how that furthers his story, how it layers him. I don't know. But if you do make a new character, part of the X-Men, part of whatever, and he's gay, he's been ostracized for whatever reason. Like, you could work with that. But my thing is, a lot of times what makes these characters amazing is because we can relate to them. And I get you wanting to create a character that can relate to, a homosexual population that reads comics. Okay, I'm not saying nothing wrong with that. But let's not forget, heroism. Let's not forget, characters that sacrifice.
Yeah, apparently, though, from what I've noticed, the agenda overtakes the storytelling of them being heroes. A prime example is, Iceman. They made Iceman gay in the comics, right? Mm-hmm. So from what I've seen, all the stories about Iceman, it's about Iceman being gay. Not him being a superhero, not him being an X-Men, not him saving people, not him fighting villains. It's about him being gay. Oh, how gay. Like, he goes to a gay nightclub and he does this, and he sleeps with two guys in the same issue, and like
that's not interesting to me. That's not interesting to me. I'm just saying and it's not that relationships aren't that important, but I mean, you could write a relationship about Batman being homosexual, bisexual, goes to nightclubs as Bruce Wayne, sleeping with men or women. I mean, you could do all that, but I mean, we're debasing the character for what he really stands for as far as crime fighting. But anyway, we could go on and on about this, and this is part of where we understand that it becomes an agenda because it's what we're seeing, mm-hmm. and we would just wish we would have more organic storytelling. And again, you could have a gay character, but it doesn't have to be how they go to a nightclub and who they're sleeping with. It can be maybe, they're afraid to show that maybe they're gay in a normal construct within a superhero. It's just like you got to play with it organically. Maybe there could be a superhero.
It's difficult to do that nowadays because
everyone's so touchy. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why. Because if you have a gay superhero and then maybe there's a straight superhero teasing him or whatever, like if you watch pop culture shows like The Office, and they have a character who's really interesting in there. His name is Oscar Martinez. He's a Hispanic male, gay character. And in real life, he's not gay. He's a straight male, but he plays the role, and he plays it good. But what's funny is how the cast, how they say things like Michael Scott, who's played by Steve Carell. There was one issue, man. It's almost like he didn't want to make Oscar feel bad, so he wanted to kiss him in the lips kind of thing.
Oh, that was weird. I saw that episode. That was so
My whole thing is that it might be cringe. It definitely is, but it's a fun way to approach the subject with humor, but also with consequences.
Yeah.
That could work in a storytelling framework. That could work.
As a Christian, I have certain views about homosexuality that I'm not gonna get into here.
But here's the thing: I'm a Christian as well. I got family that are homosexual. I got friends that are. I get it. Live your life, and I could just give you my testimony. I could just share my advice. But I can watch The Office and still enjoy aspects of it without feeling like, okay, that it's like total agenda. I don't see that when I see The Office. I see them bringing up the conversation in ways that are
they're definitely
true to the characters.
There's definitely a difference between something like The Office or, actually, this is going to sound weird coming from me, but one of my favorite movies is The Birdcage, right?
Yeah.
You ever seen The Birdcage?
Yeah, with Robin Williams.
And
Lane.
Yeah. They're a gay couple, and the son wants to marry this senator's daughter, who's like really conservative. Yeah. Right? Now, that's a really, 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 really funny movie. That's a really funny movie.
It could work. We're not against. We're not against. If you guys hear this and you might think we're against gay characters, we're totally not. And I told you in one of the Netflix horror shows that I watched.
Yeah.
That one of my favorite characters is a lesbian. Is it because I love how
it could work. You just have to do it in a way where it doesn't scream agenda.
Where it's just natural. We're human beings. That's it. And I think with Wolverine and this, I mean, it doesn't come across as natural because you got to announce what you're doing, and it just doesn't let it happen in a way where if you create a new character that interacts with maybe a Wolverine and Wolverine has his thoughts, there's the problem where you try to push that agenda with already established characters that have
a good example is my dad is watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Now, Deep Space Nine is my favorite of those older Star Trek shows, right? And in it, they have the commander. He's a black guy, right? But that's just it. He just is what it is. They make it a thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They just write the show, and he's a great character, and he just happens to be black. It's not as if that show was made now, they will make a thing about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
it wouldn't be organic. It wouldn't be natural. It would be them pushing. Like, listen, this is the first, black commander in Star Trek, blah blah blah. But back when they made the show, it wasn't an issue.
That way. We never thought of it that way. I mean, I was watching Terminator, the original, the other weekend, and one of the police commissioners or the chief of that station is a black guy.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you see a black guy in a position that's a high position, but you never thought of anything. But now it's just we don't have enough representation.
Same thing with Ripley, and same thing with Sarah Connor, and even Apone from Aliens. He was the leader of the Marines in that movie, and
Right, and so I mean, it was shown there. I mean, maybe not. They didn't have as much characters, but at the same time, they had characters. Yeah. You know what I mean? That if you really look beneath the surface, like we never had strong female characters. Well, where were you? What was the rock you were under? Were you under the Rock of Gibraltar when we were watching Sarah Connor being a waitress turned into a real fierce, fearless, taking out a Terminator, saying, you're terminated, effer. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like,
that was awesome.
Even in Star Wars, right? We had Admiral Akbar. He's a commander,
I love Admiral Akbar. A lot of people. When I posted the tweet like a while ago, a lot of people give him some flack. I'm like, shut up about Admiral Akbar. You don't know. You don't know.
Yeah. So I mean, even if you think about Star Wars, it's a galaxy far, far away. And what would Luke's journey be if we're focused on his sexual identity as I'm heterosexual, or I'm homosexual? Like, how does that further the story?
It doesn't. It's this weird obsession that the left has with this sexual orientation or skin color or sex. Like, that's not the way I write. That's not the way I consume stories. That's not what's important to me when I consume a story. It just isn't.
Yeah.
But anyway,
so
we're moving on.
Concerned, right?
Yes.
What's been?
Well, Gilly finally finished watching Rebels, so we can actually talk about this now. I don't know if you saw any of the Doomcock videos that I sent you, but
I haven't seen any videos yet.
Well, apparently, the rumor mill is, about the Civil War going on in Lucasfilm and everything, right? Between Favreau's camp and Kathy Kennedy's camp, right? So apparently, there's this plan in place to fix Star Wars, right? Now, it involves the world between worlds that you saw in the last season of Rebels, right?
Nice.
Now, from what I understand, they're going to use that to erase the Disney trilogy.
Oh man, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. Now, I recommend you go ahead and watch the 2 Doomcock videos that he made recently. He made 2 of them. Watch the first and second one. But he goes into detail about what the plan is, how exactly they're planning to do it. But it's really cool news. I'm really excited about it. If it's true and if it happens, then my faith in Star Wars will be really, really restored. If this happens,
I don't want to get too excited. I've been disappointed. So
I'm at the point
where I'll believe it when it's like, when it's not just hearsay. I'll believe it when they actually have a plan in place, because
Doomcock has been pretty spot on when it comes to rumors and breaking news and stuff like that. So if this was anybody else, I'd be like, I don't know. But Doomcock is usually on point with this sort of thing. So.
Well, I don't know the ratio to if 80% on point, 20% not on point. I don't know. I'm gonna get excited when it's 100% official.
Yeah,
that's just me because again, we don't know what's going to happen.
And the thing is also, with Jon Favreau has just been, hitting out of the ballpark with fans. He's saying things like, "Oh, we should listen more to the fans," and like we eat that shit up. We're like, yes, that's what you need to do.
What kind of creators do you have that's not even an instinct to listen to the fans? Part of listening to the fans is just respecting the source material. That's why if you respect the source material, there's no issue about listening to the fans.
That's why Mandalorian
is source material.
That's why Mandalorian is so great. That's why Jon Favreau he's doing what needs to be done. He's listening to the fans. He's respecting us. You know, this is something that's been missing from Lucasfilm for a long time, and and now he comes in and he like, yes, this is what we want. This is what
because they want to push again. They want to push agenda. They want to push like this notion of female characters. Like, man, Ahsoka from Star Wars Clone Wars was really good. She has a great arc, even though she does get a little bit OP'd in the last season of Clone Wars for my taste, but
a little bit, yeah, but
she's still an amazing character.
If they had gone for another season, it would have probably been insufferable.
Yeah, Princess Leia, who's the blueprint of, you know, that you don't need to be a princess to be amazing. She's a commander. I mean, I was watching literally yesterday. I started watching Empire Strikes Back.
Oh,
I wanted to, you know, and I'm just seeing how a work of art that is. And to even think that the people that were in charge of creating any type of sequel for the Star Wars trilogy are saying how Empire Strikes Back, you know, people are saying it wasn't what it was, or it wasn't the best piece of work, or people.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot.
What the hell? Like, yo, I can't. I'm gonna break character here, right? It's like what? It's like. What the F is? What the fuck are you thinking? You know what I mean? Like, what is going through your damn brain? Like, how the hell are you in charge of creating something? But it's because he's a tool. That's why he's a tool.
They're tools.
So blame could be on him, but we see the puppeteer puppeting the strings, saying we want Luke like this, we want this like that, and that's what's ruining Disney Star Wars for me.
A lot of people within Lucasfilm have kind of like gone with this whole, oh, you know, Empire Strikes Back wasn't as good as you remember back in the day. I'm like, shut up. You're working for Lucasfilm and you're saying this crap? Just shut up.
That's retarded. That's like, let's say, because Galactic Orders of Mayhem does so well that IDW is like, hey, we want you to do a separate little, you know, a 5-issue miniseries for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I'm going to go and be like, well, you know what? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a little overrated. You know, I mean, it's kind of juvenile and stupid. I mean, did anyone take it seriously? I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm going to bash something I revered growing up. I mean, we know
you know, yeah. And Rian Johnson was all like,
he must have been a true fan when he was little. I don't doubt that. But again, the paycheck comes in and you just bought. You know,
he's like, oh well, back when Empire Strikes, because he's trying to make excuses for The Last Jedi. So he said, you know, oh well, back when, you know, in 1983 when Empire came out, it wasn't well received either. Blah blah blah.
That's like, crap. It was very well received. It was ridiculous. Yeah. It was ridiculous. Watch any of the Robot Head videos, especially the one detailing Empire.
I saw that. Robot Head is one of the best YouTubers out there when it comes to Star Wars. I love this stuff.
So with that being said, I don't want to get excited because I don't think it'll be retconned when I go on Disney Plus and the first 3 videos I see in the Star Wars category is Return to the Rise of the Skywalker, The Last Jedi, then Force Awakens, then we go into like the New Hope or whatever. So it's like they're starting with that trilogy before even the original trilogy. I like they go in the continuity of what it should be in the timeline.
Well, we'll see, and I'm hopeful that it'll happen.
I'm hopeful, but in a way that's euphoric because I'll get there. I'm just like, if it happens, it happens. I'm just like, I would love for that to happen, and I would love to see a new trilogy in a way that gives the respect Luke Skywalker deserves, Han Solo. And do it through CGI because, you know, we know some of the actors aren't with us. But, again, do it with CGI because if you've seen Clone Wars, if you've seen Star Wars Rebels, that's it.
Can you imagine a Star Wars movie trilogy with the budget of, like, Pixar or something like that? That'd be amazing.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, and The Mandalorian is setting something up. But if they retcon this trilogy, there's a lot of hope. But I just want to get excited for Star Wars again, like, I mean, I remember, you know, playing, was it Knights of the Old Republic, and I didn't know much about Star Wars, but I knew of Star Wars. I knew of the original trilogy a little bit. And it was just, it took me to another world because I'm like, how am I going to play this game? But Darth Vader's not relevant, but, you know, and it's 3,000 years before. Like, how's that going to be fun? But I played it, and holy cow, was it fun. Like, I want to get excited about Star Wars and everything, like even comics. I can't even get, you know, because, you know, we already did our video on some of the comics that are just, you know, the Dark comics really did good.
Yeah. We're gonna have some comic reviews coming up pretty soon. Our first one, I think based on my tweets is probably going to be Graveyard Shift because I have some strong feelings about that book, about the writer of that book. But
yeah, we'll definitely do some of that. But where's the excitement, right? Jedi Fallen Order, that was excitement,
That was
right?
exciting stuff. Yeah.
And now they're throwing out this new game. It's almost like Star Wars Squadrons, where I love the dogfight scenes in the Star Wars movies, in the original trilogy.
I am an X-Wing pilot at heart. Like that's where I live, an X-Wing pilot. So I've been waiting for this game or something like this game for a long time. Back in the day, I used to play X-Wing and TIE Fighter on the PC, X-Wing Alliance. I used to play the Rogue Squadron games on the N64 and on the GameCube. And I was all about that. It was awesome. And then, Battlefront 1 and 2 came out. And,
I felt like I was like excited, and then my little cousin had it, and I played it. I'm like, this is like cardboard. I don't know.
It's a little shallow. Yeah.
A little generic. Is it?
It's a little shallow, a little generic. I mean, they improved upon it in Battlefront 2 a little bit. It's a little deeper in the second game. But still, there was something missing. It was I don't know what it was. But
it's almost like you see this Star Wars box, right, of this X-Wing model, and you think it's really big, and you open the box, and like it's like the size of a Matchbox car. You're like, what? Yeah. I thought this thing was gonna be big, like a play. It's just like, what the heck is this? Like, based on the Star Wars people, you can't. How the hell do you make Star Wars vapid? How?
But based on
gameplay, but the Star Wars Squadrons did look good. I like how you can be either Empire or or the Rebellion, the Republic. I like that. I like the range in ships. I like that you can attack the big Republic ships or the big Starfleet, the Star Destroyers. I like there's the co-op aspect to it. The fact there's also a single player campaign. So there's a lot to be excited about. The graphics look amazing. I wish I don't know. Do they have the TIE Defender ship? The one from Rebels.
that would be cool. Yeah, TIE Defender. Yeah. Right now, they don't, because this is set after Return of the Jedi, and I don't know if you remember in Rebels, the kind of TIE Defender program was kind of like done.
Yeah, they kind of
now, like, oh well, there's no more. We're not making the TIE Defender anymore. But it would be cool, though. It would be cool.
Oh man, I mean, it's still going to be cool. Just I like how you could personalize the inside of your ships. Yeah. I think the game is going to be really, really it's kind of like it's what a Star Wars fan needs. It's going to be satisfying. I think really
might. You know what? Well, what do you think about doing some Twitch streams on that game? You and me, maybe. I don't know. Just we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down for that. I mean, yeah. I mean, I haven't opened a Twitch account. Why not? For Star Wars, and me and Ron just start going at it.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, it says co-op. I mean, I'm sure it could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna kick your ass. Yeah, well, I say you want to go to the Republic. I guess I have to. Go with the Imperial side? Have my TIE fighter. But guys, this is just we're busy, but we're not away.
We're gonna try to make more videos. I'm working now. We're busy with our own books and stuff like that. Exciting to know that the Darth Krell Cometh is going well. I mean, the campaign is going really well. Let's see. I'm gonna take a look right now and see where we're at.
We're creeping in on the halfway mark. We raised about $2,000 dollars. We need 5,000 to get at least a good amount of print copies for the backers and for the artwork. That's what we need. We gotta finance these guys. They're pro hours upon hours of work that goes into drawing and coloring a page, lettering it. So we need to finance that art team. If you guys like what our what we're about, you're definitely gonna know that this Star Wars story is definitely gonna feel like Star Wars. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. We're gonna be doing some podcasts next weekend on 4th of July weekend. So look for that. We're gonna be on. I believe we're gonna be on Church of the Geek next weekend.
Yes, and we do have something lined up with something called Comic Crusaders, right?
Yeah, we have something lined up with them too. We're trying to work out when that's going to be next weekend, but it's going to happen. So guys, look for that. We'll make an announcement on Twitter. We'll make an announcement on Facebook. We'll let people know.
Yeah. So just stay tuned for that, guys. Definitely let us know what you thought as far as our thoughts on Star Wars. We really think you'll be retconned. Are you hopeful? Are you like, I'll be hopeful when it happens and I'm celebrating? Do you think, why do we need to retcon it? It's one of the best Star Wars experiences I've ever had.
Don't even bother talking to us.
You could, hey, let us know. I mean, this is the fun of Star Wars, right? Anyway, guys, please like and subscribe. We're slowly growing our channel as fans of comics, but also creators of comics.
Sorry, we've been neglecting the channel for a while. We'll apologize for that.
Yeah, we'll try to be a little bit more steady. Like John said, he got a new job. I'm at home with the 2-year-old and the wife who works at home, so it's hard for me to get into that creative space as well as writing our comics too on the side. But we love this channel. We got quite a few subscribers here. We want to grow that channel and keep on creating awesome comics. So we thank you guys for everything, and we'll be having some review videos on some of the indie comics that we've backed, and we'll also share our thoughts on the latest Star Wars news moving forward.
Anything geeky, really, anything
geeky. All right, guys. Thanks for everything. Thanks for tuning in. Geek out.
Geek out, guys. Later.